Dear viewers, welcome to my channel Law in City. This is Advocate Millie Ghoshal, and as always I'm back again with some more informative topic for you. In today's video I'm going to talk about the difference between the term contract and an agreement. You must have always seen in your daily lives you use the term contract and agreement mostly in a synonym term. But actually speaking, these two terms are not the same and they have got their vast difference between the two. So when we use the term agreement, what does it exactly mean? The Contract Act defines agreement as the promises and set of promises which are actually the consideration for each other. That is called as an agreement. So an agreement can be legal and or illegal. So for example, if Mr. A and Mr. B, they enter into an agreement between each other for sale or purchase of rice or any other commodity, and in exchange if they agree to receive money or any other receivable, that can be termed as an agreement. In the same example, if the parties are agreeing to exchange any illegal thing, for example, for exchange of rice, they agree to receive cocaine or any other drug. So even that would be termed as an agreement. But the moment we talk about contract, the contract is defined under the Indian Contract Act as any agreement which is enforceable by law is called as a contract. Which means that the first example that we saw, where Mr. A and Mr. B were exchanging rice and money for each other, that was something which, in case if it is not performed, they can always approach the law for seeking remedies for non-performance, which means that that agreement is enforceable by law. Whereas in the second example that we saw, where the parties were basically exchanging rice or any object against cocaine, that was an illegal object. So in case any of the party in this example fails to perform the obligation, the other party cannot take shelter or cannot remedy the breach by approaching the court of law. Which means that in simple terms we can say that the second example, the agreement is not enforceable by law, which means it is not a contract. So the first example was a contract, whereas the second example was not a contract. In other terms, we can say that agreement, let us assume, to be a bigger circle and contract to be a smaller circle inside that. So every contract is an agreement, but every agreement may or may not be a contract, because only if the agreement is enforceable by law and you can take legal shelter under the law for its performance, then it can be termed as a contract. I hope so next time whenever anybody is using the term agreement or contract, you would basically know the difference between the two. Only if it is legally enforceable, you call it as a contract, and if it is not legally enforceable, you call it as an agreement. I hope you find this information useful. Thank you so much for watching and keep following me for further updates. Thank you once again.